All right, hey everybody, how you doing? Shane here from the Brookings Home Team, powered by Century 21. Excited to do this little quick Zoom interview here. Was perusing through social media and I see her videos all the time, or her ads and her advertisement, and I just kind of reached out and said, "Hey, how does this exactly work?" And was asking her to jump on and maybe talk a little bit about your information here. So Amanda Runia, local business owner here in town. I'm just gonna kind of turn it over to you to explain, kind of what your business is, how it works, and how people can take advantage of you in a good sense, that is. So,
Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Shane. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. And you are not alone, right? There's a lot of confusion about the work I do, so I'm excited to come on and kind of clear some of that up. So Shane and I were laughing ahead of time about my very first appearance, I guess, on the business scene in Brookings was 6, 7 years ago at 1 million cups. So I've been in Brookings for about 10 years. Started this business, which started as Runia Resources about 6.5 years ago. And it is now called In-House Ally. So ally like a guide. And my job is essentially I do consulting and strategy work with small business owners, primarily to provide a safe space for them to talk about and work through their financial questions and their business strategy questions. So that started way back in my 1 million cups days as straight up QuickBooks Online consulting for people that were doing it themselves. Rather than me doing the bookkeeping, I would get to come alongside, teach, consult, help troubleshoot. And over the years, it's continued to kind of morph and grow and change. And so I'd say the best description that my clients use is they refer to me as their business therapist a lot of the time. So I have the financial background. I'm a CPA by trade,
oh,
have the official training. But sitting behind a computer screen and crunching numbers all day, not so much my jam. I
yeah,
want to
yeah,
be with people, coming alongside and helping them. So the work I get to do is really along the lines of that really one-on-one, personalized, coming alongside and helping you through whether it's your bookkeeping, accounting questions, or how to set it up, or how to find the right provider. I do a lot of matchmaking with
oh,
my clients and other providers in the accounting field.
okay,
Yep. And then I also will do kind of, more of the big picture strategy or the small picture strategy where, either we need to take a whole look at your vision and your mission of your business, or maybe we need to work through a strategy of, can I afford to hire this next position in my business, or what does that look like? So really a blend of personal support, emotional support, and some of that financial knowledge. Lately, I've been doing a lot of like cash flow projections and number crunching, but taking a really holistic approach with my clients.
nice. Okay. Well, our professions are very similar. We're matchmakers, we're therapists,
Yep.
counselors. Just kidding, but no, that's good stuff. So, yeah, just kind of like you said, it's morphed into more than just number crunching and everything. Um, and you say small businesses. So do you have is it based on employees, sales, or how does that part of it work?
Yeah, the best way to describe small business for my clientele is anywhere from startup, which is a very different type of consulting, to I would say the bulk of my clients are a couple years into business, and I describe them as solopreneurs. Sometimes they have a few employees or contractors, they have a small team, but at the end of the day, it still looks like a solopreneur business. The weight is still on kind of that one main business owner, one or two business owners. And yeah, a few years into business, a lot of times is where business owners are hitting that point of, I maybe have accounting figured out enough. I have my tax person, I have some systems and processes, but either I need to grow, I'm facing a big change, I'm looking at some big decisions I need to make, or I want to kind of grow up to that next level of financial tracking and understanding.
Okay, yeah, so not necessarily limiting them to start up or a couple years. You could have somebody that's been in for 10 years and now they're ready
Yeah.
to move to the next level too. So
Yeah.
so yeah, great. And you don't have to get into numbers, but do you, as far as your fees are concerned, is it per hour, per day, or how does that play out?
Yeah, I would say I do a lot of value-based pricing if you're familiar with the term. Probably the most basic get in the door session with me, I call a strategy session or an assessment. Usually that's a good place for people to start. That's $200 or 2 hours, $300. And sometimes I run specials on that throughout the year. And that allows us to kind of lay everything out on the table and see what works. So some of my clients move forward on just an hourly basis, and they will call me, email me, set up random appointments for half an hour, 3 hours as needed. And other clients we put on kind of a short-term retainer. I
Okay.
work best kind of coming in as that targeted guide for a sprint almost,
Yeah.
while we kind of work through a transition. So I've had clients come in and we work out, let's meet every other week for 2 months or every other week for 3 months with these very specific goals. And we can set kind of a flat fee for that type of a service. But
Okay.
it kind of varies across the board. And especially the startup, I get a lot of, there's a lot of interest. And I think people on the Facebook groups where they're right out the gate. Don't be afraid to reach out and help. That's kind of an area that I'm willing to work with budget or at least help get you pointed in the right direction.
Nice. Yeah. Wow. Whole array of options. A lot of different categories that you help with and everything there. So that's great. Like I said, I'm learning some of this as you're talking. So I didn't know half of what you help with there. So I'm glad you're able to explain it to me like that. So you are in the process of moving. Did you want to talk a little bit about that at all?
Yeah, I am getting my very first office. I have been kind of a nomad in my business this whole time, Zoom out of my house. I'm sitting here at the Brookings Chamber of Commerce team room. I've used this room, I've used rooms at the Outdoor Adventure Center, but I'm getting my very first office downtown. If you know where like Party Depot and Jackrabbit Central is, right in between there is Emerald Grace Boutique. For
Yeah.
now,
For
she's moving
now.
across the street.
Okay.
And back behind her boutique, there's a few offices. So Upframe Creative and Hitch Studios are back there. There's some people shuffling around to different offices. And so a spot opened up that I was able to sneak in. I get that next week. So I'm going to be working on moving in. I have my first appointment on the 7th in there. So it's got to be ready before then. And with that, kind of what had caught your attention, I am running a special on some of my strategy days, which has been a really popular service this last year. So I'm moving into 414 Main Avenue. So I'm doing 41.4% off on a strategy day for 4 dates in February, the end of February.
Oh.
And that strategy day is, like it sounds, a whole day to step out of your business, look at some big picture work. I have a lot more details. Instagram is the best place to find me. But I am a big proponent of grabbing coffee and having a chat before anyone commits to anything with me. But just know that there's some big deals going on there. And I'm excited. The most important thing is I'm going to have my own space now to really craft that safe environment that I want with my clients. Privacy, comfortable,
Yeah.
inviting, nice big comfy leather couch I was able to pick up from the Restore in town.
All right.
So that worked out really well. And really, I just want, people to have somewhere safe they can either pop in or schedule time to come.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Access through some stuff.
So we're doing this the end of January. We're talking now, and so it'll be February. First part of February is when you'll officially be in there. So that's great. Awesome. As far as trying to get a hold of you, I'll try to put some information in the post when we post this here, but phone number, email, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah. If you are a social media person, Instagram is the most likely place I'm at. I'm also on my Facebook. My cell phone number is not too hard to find. I believe that's still on my website and all my socials, but I've got 3 kids at home. So I would say cell phone is trickier. Email is the most consistent across the board. So that I'm sure you'll include that below, but it's hello@in-houseally.com.
All right. Yeah. Nope, sounds good. And then hours, are you kind of at the mercy of your clients, or
I'm at the mercy of both my clients and my kids.
Right.
So I'm working mostly in that school hours time frame, like the 9 to 3. And I am going to hope to be around my office as much as possible, but I can tell you it's not going to be 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. That's just not the life of a mompreneur in Brookings. So,
Sure.
but yeah, I'm very flexible with my clients. We'll make work what we need to do.
Good stuff. Anything else you want to include that we may have forgot before we close out, or anything you want to add?
Yeah, I would just add, if you've met me at all, if you're watching this at all and you've met me, I do like to talk. I am very open to grabbing coffee and getting to know you. And if there's ever a time you want to pop by the office or meet up, even just to say hi and get to know another business owner in town, I would love to meet you.
That's awesome. Good stuff. Well, Amanda, thanks again for taking some time out and doing this here today. I appreciate it. I certainly learned enough here too, and I hope everybody else here did as well. So we'll get your information down below, and yeah, Instagram is probably the biggest one that you hit the hardest. That's where I see you the most.
Yep.
Guys, reach out to her if you have any questions or just want to have a coffee. It sounds like she's willing to do that.
Absolutely.
Get going. So thanks again. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you around again. So
thank you, Shane.
thank you. We'll see you later.